Hey everyone! We're diving deep today into something I know a lot of you are interested in: efficient and cost effective data solutions for businesses.
Definitely a hot topic these days.
It is. And you know what's really cool? We're going to be looking at a company called Pobuca and their partnership with Microsoft.
Ah, Pobuca. They do some interesting things, especially with how they use Dataverse.
Yeah, Dataverse. It's like the secret weapon for turning all that data into, well, something you can actually use.
It's more than just storage, that's for sure.
Yeah.
It really is about making your data work for you, which is critical because the amount of data businesses are dealing with now, it's crazy.
I know, right? It's like a constant flood. Every website visit, every purchase, every comment, it all adds up.
And that's where those old school data systems start to really struggle. They just weren't built for this kind of volume.
So what happens? What kind of problems do businesses run into?
Well, first off, those systems get expensive really fast, especially when you're trying to grow.
Uh-oh, so you're stuck. You either keep all your data and go broke, or you have to start picking and choosing what to keep.
You got it. Tough choices. And then there's the whole issue of what they call cold data. Stuff you don't need every day, but you can't just delete.
Oh, I know that feeling. Like those files on your computer you haven't opened in years, but you're scared to get rid of, just in case.
Exactly. But for businesses, it's a real dilemma. Keep it handy, and it costs a fortune. Archive it, and good luck finding it when you need it.
Okay, so this is where Dataverse comes in, right? Like a knight in shining armor.
You could say that. Think of it as mission control for all your data.
Okay, I'm intrigued. Tell me more.
So it can handle tons of information, no problem. But it also works really well with other Microsoft tools, like Power Platform and Dynamics 365.
So it's more than just storage, it's like a whole data management system.
You got it. And that's where it really shines for businesses. You can analyze your data, you can create reports, even build custom applications. Dataverse helps you unlock the real value of your data.
That makes a lot of sense. But I gotta ask about security. We're talking about a lot of sensitive information here.
You're right to ask. Data security is crucial. But the good news is that Dataverse is built on Azure, Microsoft's cloud platform, so it inherits all those top-notch security features.
So, like what? Give me some specifics.
Well, you've got things like really tight access controls, encryption at every level,
Hmm?
and they're constantly making sure they meet all the latest industry standards. Very secure environment.
That definitely puts my mind at ease. So, Dataverse sounds impressive on its own, but we specifically wanted to look at Pobuca and how they're using it, right?
Right. Gabuka is all about CRM and CDP, customer relationship management and customer data platform, to be exact. Basically, they help businesses use their data to build better relationships with their customers.
CRM, CDP, it sounds a little alphabet soupy to me.
I know, right? Let me try to simplify it. Imagine you have customer data scattered everywhere on your website in your sales system from email interactions. A CDP pulls all that together to create a single, unified profile for each customer.
Oh, I get it. So, it's like having a 360-degree view of each person who interacts with your business.
Exactly. That's where CRM comes in. Think of it as a strategy and set of tools to manage and improve those customer interactions. Everything from sales to service to marketing, all aimed at building those long-term relationships.
So it's not just about collecting data, it's about using it to make those relationships better.
That's it. And that's where Pabuca's expertise really shines. They've partnered with Microsoft to use Dataverse as the foundation for both their CRM and CDP solutions.
Okay, I'm starting to see how all these pieces fit together. Dataverse provides the secure foundation, and Pobuca adds their CRM and CDP magic.
You got it. And what's really cool is that they make it all user-friendly, so you don't have to be a tech whiz to make it work for you.
That's a big plus. So we've got the data storage figured out, but what do they actually do with all this data? What does a company like Pobuca actually do with these unified customer profiles?
That's the really exciting part. Think
Yeah.
about it. You have this complete picture of each customer. You know, their history, their preferences, their interactions across every channel.
Wow, that's a lot of information. What can businesses actually do with all that?
Oh, so much. You can personalize marketing campaigns to a whole new level, offer them exactly what they want, when they want it, tailor customer service so it's super relevant and helpful. You can even anticipate needs before the customer even knows they have them.
That's amazing. It's like taking customer experience to a whole new level.
Exactly. And it's all thanks to this powerful partnership. Dataverse provides the secure and scalable platform, and Pobuca adds their CRM and CDP expertise to help businesses turn that raw data into actionable insights. It's a win-win.
This is fascinating stuff. So, we've talked about the challenges of data management and how Dataverse and Pobuca are teaming up to provide a solution. But what's the bottom line here? What are the real benefits for businesses?
Ultimately, it's about making smarter decisions and growing your business. By really understanding your customers through data, you can improve those relationships, boost revenue, and make everything run more smoothly.
I know, as a customer myself, I appreciate it when a company seems to really get me.
Me too. And that's only going to become more common as data becomes even more accessible. Tools like Dataverse make it easier for businesses to analyze and use that information. It's changing everything.
This is such a great conversation. I think this is a great point to move on to. Part two of our deep dive into data management. We'll be back after a short break.
It's not just big companies that can benefit from this kind of approach.
Oh, you mean small and medium businesses too?
Exactly. They
Yeah.
can really level the playing field by using data effectively.
That's great to hear. So it's not just about having the data, it's about knowing what to do with it.
Right. And that's where Pobuca shines. They're making these complex systems easy to use so businesses of all sizes can take advantage.
Okay, I like that. So we talked about CRM and CDP in general, but what makes Pabuca's approach different? What sets them apart?
One thing is that they really focus on creating a unified customer experience. Like their CRM system goes way beyond just managing contacts and sales.
Oh, so it's about every interaction a customer has with the business, right?
Exactly. It's about every touch point, whether it's online, in person, whatever.
So a seamless experience no matter what. I like that.
They call it the Pobuca Experience Cloud. Pretty catchy name, right?
It is Experience Cloud. So is this where their CDP comes in? The one that pulls all the data together?
Yep, that's a big part of it. It takes information from everywhere and creates that complete customer profile we were talking about.
Okay, so no more data silos. Everything's in one place.
Exactly. And that's where Dataverse is so important. It provides that secure foundation for everything.
It sounds like a really powerful combination. Pubuka's expertise with Dataverse underneath.
Yeah, it's a pretty winning team. And they're getting some great results. Lots of businesses are seeing improvements in customer satisfaction, more revenue, and just making things run better overall.
That's what it's all about. It sounds like this approach really works. But, we've been talking a lot about the technical stuff. What about the human side of all this? How does it actually affect the customer experience?
That's a great question because ultimately that's what matters.
Right. Absolutely. Happy customers, happy business.
Exactly. And using data well, it lets businesses personalize everything. You can go way beyond those generic one-size-fits-all interactions.
So it's like you actually feel like the company knows you and what you want.
Exactly. And when customers feel valued, they're more likely to stick around and do more business with you.
Makes sense. I know I like it when I feel like a company gets me.
We all do. And that's the real power of using data thoughtfully. It can make business more human-centered, which is pretty cool.
I love that. This has been such a fascinating conversation. We've talked about the challenges, the solutions, and the impact on customers.
Yeah, it's been great to really dive into all this.
Okay, so let's quickly recap for everyone listening. We started by talking about the massive amount of data businesses have to deal with these days. It's overwhelming, and the old ways just aren't working anymore.
Yeah, those traditional systems are expensive, they don't scale well, and good luck managing all that data you don't use every day.
Right. And then we talked about Dataverse, Microsoft's solution to these problems. It's efficient, secure, and works seamlessly with other tools. A game changer for sure.
Definitely. And then we talked about Pobuca, the CRM and CDP experts
Yeah.
who are partnering with Microsoft to make Dataverse even better.
They're making it user-friendly and accessible for businesses of all sizes, which is fantastic.
Absolutely. They're helping businesses turn data into insights they can actually use to grow and improve.
It's inspiring to see how these companies are working together. So to wrap up, we've got this huge amount of data out there. It can be a headache, but it's also an opportunity. And with tools like Dataverse and partners like Pabuca, businesses can actually use data to their advantage.
Exactly. It's about making data work for you, not against you.
Okay, now before we finish, I want to leave you with a question to think about. We talked about how data is already changing how businesses interact with their customers, but what about the future? What's coming next?
That's a big question. What really excites me is this whole idea of the physical and digital worlds blending together even more.
It's already happening in a way, right? Personalized ads, smart assistants, but what's next?
Imagine businesses knowing what you need before you even ask, or experiences that are tailored to you in real time wherever you are.
It sounds like science fiction.
I know, but it's closer than you think. The technology is already here. But, and this is a big BUT, we have to be careful.
You mean about how we use data?
Exactly. Privacy, transparency, ethics,
Yep.
those are all crucial as we move forward.
I totally agree. Data can be a powerful force for good, but we have to make sure we use it responsibly.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
Right.
This is a conversation we all need to be part of as we step into this data-driven future.
Well said. I want to thank you for joining me on this deep dive. It's been a pleasure chatting with you about all this.
Likewise, it's always fun to explore these ideas.
And to you, our listeners, keep learning about data and its impact. It's a fascinating field that's constantly evolving. There's always something new to discover.
Happy exploring. We've covered a lot of ground in this deep dive. It's been really fascinating to see how businesses are tackling these data challenges.
It really has. And I think it highlights the importance of partnerships, like we saw with Pobuca and Microsoft. They each bring something unique to the table, and together they're making a real difference.
Couldn't agree more. It's a perfect example of how collaboration can lead to some really innovative solutions.
So as we wrap up, let's do a quick recap of what we've learned. First, we talked about that flood of data businesses are facing these days. It's a huge challenge, and the old ways of managing it just don't cut it anymore.
Right. Those old systems are expensive, hard to scale, and just not built for the volume of data businesses have to deal with now.
Exactly. And that's where Dataverse comes in. It's Microsoft's solution, and it's really impressive. Secure, efficient, scalable, it seems to have it all.
And don't forget about how well it integrates with other Microsoft tools. That's a huge plus. Really streamlines things.
And then we have Pobuca, the CRM and CDP experts. They're taking Dataverse and building on it, making it even more powerful with their expertise.
And really importantly, they're making it user-friendly, so you don't have to be a tech genius to use it effectively.
Exactly. That's huge for businesses that don't have a whole IT department at their disposal.
Wow.
So we've got these powerful tools and these amazing partnerships. What's the takeaway for businesses? What should they be focusing on?
I think it boils down to this. Make your data work for you, not against you. It's an asset. Use it to understand your customers, build better relationships, and ultimately grow your business.
And that's what we've seen with Pobuca and Microsoft. They're helping businesses unlock the real potential of their data. Which brings me to my final thought for everyone listening. We've talked about how data is already changing things. But what about the future? What should we be keeping an eye on?
Oh, that's a big one. The thing that really fascinates me is how the lines between the physical and digital worlds are blurring. And data is at the heart of it all.
We're already seeing it, right? Personalized ads, those virtual assistants that seem to know everything about you. It's a little spooky sometimes.
It is. But imagine a world where businesses can anticipate your needs before you even know what they are, or experiences that are totally customized to you no matter where you are or what you're doing.
It sounds almost like magic.
It kind of is.
Mm.
But it's all powered by data. The technology is there, but we have to be careful how we use it.
That's a great point. Privacy, transparency, ethical considerations, those are going to be more important than ever as we move forward.
Absolutely. Data can be an incredible force for good, but we have to be responsible. It's up to all of us to make sure it's used in a way that benefits everyone.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
Uh-huh.
Well, this has been an incredible conversation. Thanks for joining me on this deep dive.
It's been a pleasure.
And to all our listeners, thank you for tuning in. Keep learning about the world of data, keep asking questions, and keep exploring all the amazing possibilities out there. Who knows what the future holds? This is The Deep Dive.